gain some ground.
Coming up on now the Mike McClellan boat. It's the outside effort now for Seabold. Rinker takes it really tight on the inside. Look at the gap now.
Look
shrinking.
So what happened, just like we said, the lapper came up. Tim went outside. Terry went inside and gained, I said, half of the lead back. So he's within his rooster tail. This is shaping up good. I think we're only 5 or 6 laps into a 12-lap race. So Terry Rinker has plenty of time to reel in Tim Seabold.
And you know Tim Seabold's got a mirror on each side of his canopy. He sees yellow behind him. He's a little bit more concerned right now.
You know, our Chopper 7 helicopter said from his view, he thought there was contact between the boats on when they went by that lap boat. Look at Terry Rinker. He is right in the rooster tail now. You can bet that Tim Seabold's radio guy is telling him it's all changed. Go hard.
And right behind that boat, watch for the number 62 white boat of Chris Fairchild. He has also gained on these 2 lead boats. We're halfway through the championship race for the North American title in Formula One racing. It's really between the top 2 boats. That black and red of Tim Seabold and that bright yellow number 10 ride of Terry Rinker as they go through the chicane.
And more lap traffic. Here comes Tim Seabold having to do, oh, he got way out of the way for Tim.
Yeah.
And here comes Terry Rinker in that yellow boat. And he had to cross the lap boat's way. And that hurt him a lot.
And not only that, but you saw he got right into the trough created by that lap boat, and that really cost him some time.
He lost everything he had made up on the previous lap boat. He lost going around this one.
He's going to have to hope for more lap traffic, but it's a long ways away before that's going into the fray right now as they come down the front straightaway. Seabold getting that boat up on plane. Rinker bouncing around a little bit, but as you called earlier, Chip, he's getting that boat a little bit more out of the water, trying to make up some ground.
You know, that's the only thing you can do when you got your right foot down on the throttle. The only way to make the boat go any faster is get it up in the air quicker and higher to get less drag. That's the only option he has now, is to take chances. The boats are just beautiful. These things just look sexy. They're just sexy race boats.
That's what attracted me to this racing first and foremost, is that these things look high-tech. These things just look like no other boat on the planet. And they are just pure speed machines. On that straightaway, that long one down the back straight that this man just completed, he'll be hitting 120 and maybe even 125 miles an hour.
Now, Chris Fairchild is kind of out of the action now. He's falling back in third, but I think Terry Rinker is slowly reeling him in, but man, he's going to have to be quick now.
A little bit further back in the pack, we got some boats riding side by side as Ruben Asensio has just been passed up by the 95 of Mark Welch as they get a little bit closer together in this situation.
You know, if I'm Terry Rinker, the last guy I would try to want to run down is Tim Seabold. And if I was Tim Seabold, the last guy I would like chasing me down is Terry Rinker. These are 2 really, really talented race drivers.
Veteran race team, the Seabolds, out of the St. Louis, Missouri area. 75 years this family has been involved in powerboat racing. Rinker family has been very involved in boats as well. In fact, a brother of his is involved, at one point, had Rinker boats, a lot of pleasure boats that people might be familiar with before the family sold that business.
You know, Wally, I think we are going to get into lap traffic before this race ends, and there's a lot of it. There's 3 boats right in front of Tim Seabold, who you're looking at there. So I think this is Rinker's last shot. Can Tim Seabold right there, can he get past these guys cleanly, and can Terry Rinker do the same? If either one of them gets hung up, that's going to cost me.
Tyler Welch getting lapped for the 2nd time by Tim Seabold. Timmy going way wide around on the outside. Drivers are on radio communication, so they know when that traffic is coming up. And there's been, I think, a very courteous gesture by a lot of these slower boats to get out of the way and let the faster guys go to decide this championship. Rinker now getting past a slower boat, trying to reel in that 16 of Tim Seabold. Seabold has not won a championship in a few years, but he is no stranger, a 4-time Formula One champion himself. However, the last 4 years, it's been Terry Rinker's.
So if Tim Sebold pulls this off, that's going to be a culmination to a really tumultuous weekend. He's had highs, he's had lows, he's crashed. They've worked really hard to be in the position they're in right now.
This is the 4th time that the Formula Ones have raced here at Seafair. Tim Sebold has won 2 of the first 3 events and looking to make it 3 out of 4.
Well, you know what? Terry has closed it down a little bit. Terry Rinker has closed it down a bit with Tim Sebold coming up with some more lap traffic.
He has to close. This is the final circuit. Rinker in the yellow number 10 trying to haul in the number 16 NGK spark plug of Tim Sebold. Through turns 1 and 2 goes Terry Rinker. He has gained a little bit of ground on Sebold. They head down the back straightaway, flooring those gas pedals, trying to get up to 125 miles an hour, churning out 8,600 RPM.
Lap traffic in front of them. If anybody gets in the way of Tim Sebold, Terry Rinker is right back there to take advantage of it. And he did get hung up a little bit.
Stays on the inside. Here they come down to the finish. Sebold though splits the gap between the slower boats. That's going to be enough. Sebold, your race winner at Seafair and your 2015 Formula One champion.
Tim Sebold breaks a 4-year consecutive championship hold by Terry Rinker. So we're going to finally see, I think, a very happy Tim Sebold.
Yes, we will.
And his father, Bill, is there, who I've known for many, many years. And there's not a racer on the planet that I have more respect for than Bill Sebold. He's an amazing racer, a wonderful gentleman, and it's been my honor to know him.
Tough start to the weekend for Tim Sebold. Rolled it over in the first heat race of the weekend.
Look at that.
What kind of celly did you do when you were winning?
You know, you're just elated. The trees are greener, the sky is bluer. There's no feeling like it. You work so hard, your team worked so hard. I mean, somebody had to drive this boat out from Missouri. Look at that. He's really pleased. And that's, I think, as a driver, you're mostly pleased that you did your job, that you rewarded the team for all their hard work. Is he going to stand the boat up? You think he'll go out and stand the boat up on his career? Because I really like him to do that.
I do too. He's going to give a treat to the fans, though, and congratulate them with that checkered flag.
What I'm speaking about is he can trim the engine way out and get the boat almost vertical.
Like a porpoise.
A porpoise, or like a kid doing a wheelie on a bicycle. And nobody does it better than Tim Sebold. That's a lot of emotion from Tim.
Oh, what a relief for those guys. Again, we talked about the rollover he had in the first race. The second race, the fuel line was not totally connected after that rollover. They were not aware of it, and he had to drop out of that one. He was really concerned about whether or not that boat would catch on fire like he did last year, and actually got out and started paddling water on the motor himself.
I remember that.
To put out the flames.
You know, this is how you won a championship decided. You know, nobody got fouled. Nobody had an engine problem. This is how you won a championship decided.
And it was the top 2 guys starting side by side. I was glad to see that. We saw them both come out of the docks dead even. It was a drag strip down until all of a sudden you just saw Sebold pull a little bit ahead, and that was a lead that he would never relinquish.
You know, something I like is if you look at Tim Sebold's boat there, what you see is Fox Plumbing. So they came from Missouri, and Fox Plumbing, a local sponsor, got involved. If you look at Terry Rinker's boat, there's Graham Trucking on the side of it. So it's so great that Seattle's corporate community steps up and helps these people. There's Graham Trucking right there. Graham Trucking has made powerboat racing thrive in the Northwest. I'd hate to think where powerboat racing would be right now without Rob Graham Trucking. There's the disappointment, and Terry Rinker, a tough boat racer. He's a pro.
The one thing about him, though, that's been a positive, I think, Chip, this weekend, is that he has been consistent. He hasn't had any mechanical failures, no prop failures. He's been steady all weekend long, just not quite enough oomph to do it here in the championship.
And so the champion raises his arms. Tim Sebold is the winner. Here are the unofficial results in the Graham Trucking Seafair Cup Championship. Tim Sebold in the NGK Sparkplug boat is the winner. Terry Rinker, that is second. Chris Fairchild is third. Jose Mendana Jr. and then Mark Welch. Those, the championship results, brought to you by Ford of Kirkland, your official dealer of Seafair on KIRO 7.
The final of the Graham Trucking Seafair Cup is presented by Ford of Kirkland, your official dealer of Seafair on KIRO 7, and is presented for Seafair by Graham Trucking.
And congratulations again to Tim Sebold in his 5th Formula One championship for the racer who has been involved in this sport for 34 years, and his number 16 NGK powerboat. There's your photo finish, brought to you by Muckleshoot Casino, the biggest and the best, just like this guy in the Northwest.
Congratulations again to Tim Sebold. And when we come back, Wally, thanks very much. Great job on F1's the ultimate prize, as you see, the Albert Lee Cup here at Seafair.
You're watching the 2015 Albert Lee Appliance Seafair Cup, presented by Ford of Kirkland, your official dealer of Seafair on KIRO 7.
Call the plumber.
Oh, stop freaking. I'll call Beacon.
Beacons is the company you can rely on. Once you call them, you'll never, ever call anyone else.
Next time you have a plumbing problem, don't start freaking. Call Beacon Plumbing.
The Buttery Jack was a huge success. People went crazy for a burger with melted garlic herb butter. Now, here's the sequel with portobello mushrooms. Boom. Hang on, I don't want anyone to trip. Okay.
Oh yeah, that's Jack's new Portobello Mushroom Buttery Jack, the sequel to the classic, and bacon and Swiss, topped with the same melted garlic herb butter plus portobello mushrooms and grilled onions. Spoiler alert, it's awesome.
It's the recon mission for Tango 165. The endless search for the best berries. A midnight run for Tacos El Pastor. And the empty roads of Dawn Patrol. This is summer driving. If driving matters to you, come to the Mazda Summer Drive event, where we'll make your first 2 payments on any new 2015 Mazda.
Let's go. Low, Serena. Fight, fight. Stay low. Come on, fight. You gotta stay low. Fight, fight.
It took Serena Williams years to master the two-handed backhand.
Let's go.
But only one shot to master the Chase mobile app. Technology designed for you, so you can easily master the way you bank.
Beacon Plumbing is all about the community, from the hydroplanes
and Miss Beacon Plumbing wins the
to helping feed the community and employing the community. From everyone at Beacon Plumbing, thank you, Seattle.
Hey, wait. Stop freaking. Call Beacon.
Seatbelts tight. It is time to go racing. The final of unlimited boat racing for the Albert Lee Appliance Seafair Cup. And here are your competitors. The Oh Boy Alberto, Graham Trucking, Les Schwab Team Red Dot, Dalton Industries, Graham Trucking 2, the Elstrom Elam Plus, and the trailer will be the Miss Home Street Bank. Those are your boats. This is the final of Albert Lee Appliance Seafair Cup.
The final of the Albert Lee Appliance Seafair Cup is presented by Whirlpool KitchenAid and is presented for Seafair by Albert Lee Appliance.
We have been racing all weekend to get to this point, and we're 3 minutes away from the start here on Lake Washington. The starter clock brought to you by J.P. Morgan Chase, a proud sponsor of Seafair. Chase, making it easy for your personal and business banking needs to start and run strong. It has been a glorious day on the lake. Not quite the temperatures we were expecting, but still warm. But the winds have stayed down, the water has stayed calm, and we are set to go racing. Here are the drivers for your championship. It is Jimmy Shane in the Alberto, J. Michael Kelly in the Graham Trucking, and Scott Lidicote at the controls of the Team Red Dot. Chris Francis, Jimmy Shane. Can he make it his weekend?
Well, let me set the scene for you, Steve. Alberto, a local company. This may be their final run as a Seafair Hydro sponsor, as a Hydro sponsor overall. They would love to make it 4 for 4 this weekend in races that Jimmy Shane has driven this boat. Now, they are the National High Points champion. They are the 2-time Gold Cup champion. Jimmy Shane has also won at Seafair in another ride. So he is looking to make it another win here at Seafair. They have their best propeller on this boat. They saved it for the final. So here we go.
And here we go with the rest of the drivers. It's Cal Phipps in the Dalton Industries, Jesse Robertson in the Graham Trucking 2, Jimmy King in the piston-powered Home Street Bank, and Jean Thioret in the Elstrep Elam Plus. And Alexis, they've got something to prove, and he's sitting kind of pretty right now.
Well, he is, and what a range of emotions we have had today with the U96 team here. Started off with a lot of frustration and disappointment early today. Then they came back, and obviously were really happy when they won their heat. Now, nerves. That's the main feeling when I talk to the crew. They're just all kind of hanging tight here to see what happens with this final run. As far as driver Jean Thioret is concerned, he is focused right now. He got in that cockpit early. He gets in there. He maybe has a sip of water or two, but he doesn't talk to anybody. He just gets focused. He gets zeroed in, and he's ready to go.
Coming up on 1 minute before the start of this one, it's for, as we said, all the marbles, and we are live around the world on KIROTV.com now. Here's the voice of unlimited hydroplane racing, Mark Allen.
Thank you, Steve Rabel. We've got boats on the backstretch, a couple cutting through. They've got some rules about how many buoys you have to go past before you can establish a lane. But right now, it looks like it may be Jesse Robertson in lane number 1, and just outside of him, Scott Lidicote in the Les Schwab Red Dot. We'll get the rest of them for you as they come toward us. The trailer boat way behind, and that's where he's supposed to be, is Jimmy King. Chip, the water is great. This is what we came for all weekend long. Everybody's been working for it. This is the championship of the Albert Lee Seafair plant.
But some of these boats are really early to the start line. Jesse Roberts is 12 seconds early, so he's going to be dead stop. And everybody else looks like they're early too. Again, fighting for that inside line, get you there early.
Lidicote in lane 2.
This could open it up for anybody.
Then in lane 4, it's Jimmy Shane.
And it looks like Jesse Robertson just jumped the gun.
I think everybody else is good. Everybody else is good.
Jimmy Shane hit it perfectly. And he's on the inside. There's a little
got
bit.
5 abreast coming to the south turn. 5 unlimited hydroplanes, the fastest race boats in the world. And it's Scott Lidicote on the inside. It's then J. Michael Kelly in the red boat. But outside of him in lane number 3, actually lane number 4, is Jimmy Shane and the Alberto. And it's Jimmy Shane and J. Michael Kelly. And they are the ones who are leading everybody else up the backstretch. Kelly with a nice ride. So Jimmy Shane is walking the sponsons back and forth. We go 5 times around. And here comes Scott Lidicote on the outside. These guys are only about 10 feet apart, Chip. They are very close together, not only back to back, but they are side by side.
But the problem is the boat that jumped the gun, Jesse Robertson, now is going to be in the way of this freight train of 3 boats fighting for the lead. Jesse Robertson is going to play a role in this. He needs to stay on the buoy line, let this race go on without him. We are 3 boats, nose to nose.
Everybody in the south turn with huge rooster tails off those skid fins. We'll see who comes out first. It's going to be it's going to be J. Michael Kelly. J. Michael Kelly, and there is Jimmy Shane right on his. Now it's J. Michael Kelly by 1 boat length over the Alberto and Jimmy Shane. And then it's John Thioret got a big bounce as he crossed the finish line at the end of lap 2. But your leaders and the big race right now is between J. Michael Kelly and Jimmy Shane.
It's reverse of last week. Oh my gosh, look at Alberto on the outside. He found some smooth water. For some reason, never disappoints. The final heat is always a slugfest.
Oh, and Kelly is really loose up the backstretch.
You see, it's not so loose. It's that the CG changed. The boat got heavier on the front. It's a run to the finish.
So here they come. It's going to be a drag race off the finish, off the exit buoy. They are side by side, about 10 feet apart. Kelly on the inside, Shane on the outside. If they got it, as Shane got it in the engine compartment, he's got it. He's got a 1 boat lead. Jimmy Shane crosses the line. J. Michael Kelly will be second.